Welcome to another edition of Mr. Walker's Podcast with your host, Mr. Walker. We are getting closer and closer to the 100th episode. I'm excited about that because it's progress. I wanted to give up a lot of times. Other things were coming in the way of, this hobby that is becoming a major part of my life. And I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have some guests on the show. We're going to do some great things. And next year, it's going to be ridiculous. So, this episode, we're going to get right into it. This episode, I asked a lot of my female followers to ask me a question that they've always wanted to ask a man, but probably never had the guts to do it. And I feel like I'm the big brother or the brother to a lot of you women. And I'm willing to be. I know that's some big shoes to fill, but you know what type of guy I am. If you have watched my show and we have interacted at times or even grown up together, or we were somewhat cool. So, yeah. So we're going to jump right into it. We got some interesting questions for myself. And the first question is coming from Miss Jill and Juice. And she asked, women have embarrassing sexual moments. Do men have any? Yes, we do. Being that I have an older brother, it's been times where I was too drunk to perform. Or I can't speak for, I know that has happened with other men. Or it was a time or two where it just wouldn't reach its full potential. And it was mostly because of like drinking or something like that. But yes, men have had embarrassing moments, things like that. Or just, hey, I heard this before, men getting off too fast, being too excited, and it ending really, really fast. Shit, I even heard a guy say he was embarrassed because he thought he knew how to lick on that kitten, and he's always been told that he was pretty good at it until he ran up against this woman, and she had to kind of like teach him all over again. But I think that's due to like the woman that you're actually performing the sexual act on. I don't think that he was probably decent for the particular woman that he was dealing with, or this age demographic, right? But when you get an experienced woman and that knows her body, she knows exactly what you're supposed to be licking on. So we're going to go into the next question. This woman actually had two questions. Queen K718. Why, when you have someone good at home, do you still want to seek trashy women? Well, Queen K, let me tell you this. When a man has something great at home or good at home, because it's a difference, and he's still seeking trashy women, I assume that women that don't stack up to you, right? It's because he hasn't let go the lust. You took him in, you took him on, and you ignored all the signs that were there. That this man was still into being a playboy. And a lot of times when men choose less of a woman than you when he's cheating, it's because he want to be able to walk away from that shit. Yeah. It's harder to walk away from a pretty chick or a cute chick when cheating, right? So a lot of times men look for something lower than the person that they're cheating on. Because if it all fails, you know, he's stuck with this booger, you know, or this chick that won't even hold the weight of his main squeeze. And who wants to be stuck with that while trying to recover? You understand? So, yeah, and trashy women, if you are also talking about like the sex thing, right? Like a woman just being a freak or a nasty, whatever. If that's the case, then you need to check what you're not doing, right? Because some men love a slut. As soon as we walk in the house, like, we want you to be a slut. Let's try to find somewhere to fuck while the kids running around. You know what I'm saying? You sneak in the shower, we get a quickie. While you cooking, I could bend you over the sink and smash you out real quick. You know, we need you to come suck us off anywhere and everywhere in the house. Yeah. So if you're also talking about like trashy in that sense, then you kind of gotta turn up the trashy knob. That's a whole fact. We like sluts. Like, we like a sophisticated slut. We need you to be a woman, but as soon as we are by ourselves or we get a second, I need you to perform sexual acts that is just mind-blowing. Even if we're out and about and we're coming home after a great night, like date night, I need you to look for an alley. I need you to get that big ass over the seat. Your head is over the joint, your ass in the air. Tell me to stick my face in it or pound you out real quick. Something nasty. You know? Yeah. If you're mine, yeah, we like stuff like that. Yeah, you know. So the next question that Queen K had, 718, why are younger dudes so attracted to older women lately? I don't think it's lately. It's a thing about an older woman. Like, going back to what the first question I answered for you. Older women have been off the porch, so to speak, for a long time. And it's no filter when it comes to them, as far as like the things that they would do. And a lot of women that young dudes are attracted to are probably established. And they have something with them that the young boy is into. She might have a fat ass. She might have a sexy walk, great legs, a nice set of titties, or she might even look good. You understand? So, but when younger guys go for older women, it's because of the whole, like, you kind of know what you're going to get when it comes to the sex part of it. Because that's what it is. Initially, like, you see that this woman is older, right? She might have a fat ass. You don't know the tangibles, if she has a great job, if she's a trick. You don't know all those things yet. So you're going off of pure looks. And in your mind, you like, she got a fat ass, or she got a sexy walk, or her titties is crazy, or she just a beautiful older woman I love to smash. So until you find out the other shit, you're going off of pure looks. You understand? The lust is taking over. And you kind of know what you're going to get. You're going to get the dick sucking. You're going to get the cooking. You're going to get the cooking. And let's be honest. It's a certain age group of women that do not know how to cook. If you could fuck a man great and you could cook him a meal, you got him. You got him. And I'm sorry, a lot of women in a certain age group do not know how to do both. So we know what we are getting when we go after older women. They gonna suck on some dick. Yeah. Soon as you get in the house. Yeah. They're gonna do all the nasty things. Whenever, wherever. My baby. Is that Maxwell? So we gonna go into the next question. Why aren't you married with kids yet? It's quite easy, actually. And I've said this before. I need to go through things with this particular person. And having kids with someone is a lifelong business deal that you will be tied to, right? I mean, to be honest and truthfully speaking, there's no great representations of a marriage that has been going on for some time for me to, kind of like, oh, that's what I want. The only marriage that is still going on for umpteen years is, Mr. and Mrs. Sutton. And because it wasn't directly in front of me every day, I had to go down the street to see it, or go a house or two down. So a lot of the things that I've taken from what a marriage is supposed to look like on the surface, I got from Miss Sutton and Mr. Sutton. Now, I don't know what was going on when, we weren't around, but she's a Southern woman, he's a Southern man. And I remember having dinner with her while she's ironing Mr. Sutton's uniform for work the following day, while his plate was in the microwave, already made. They then will sit at the kitchen table together and watch the news while he's eating his food. That was the time, that she got. I can't really remember if they went on dates, but I'm sure they did. I'm sure he brought some flowers. He was a different type of guy, I think he was in the military or something like that. But what I seen with them, and, I was best friends with their son, and he used to, I'm sure, drive them crazy. And, a mother's relationship with a son is different than the father's relationship with the son. So I remember Miss Sutton going to bat for my friend whenever he screwed up, and he screwed up majorly. And it was times that he should have been shipped away, which he was at one time. But I knew things would actually turn around because Miss Sutton, that was her baby, right? And if anybody could turn Mr. Sutton views or have him change his mind about the punishment, it was Miss Sutton. So for me, when it comes to marriage and kids, it's something that I put on a pedestal, and I value other people's relationships. And I'm just not willing to give that away for free, like give up, a part of my life, a major part of my life, to just anybody. I'm not ready to give that up to just anybody. And I have to make the right decision. I don't have any kids, but when I do, and I have a wife, there is no such thing as divorce. Not in my house. You understand? So all the other shit though, like the cheating, all that shit is whatever. That shit done. But that's the reason, just making the right decision. There will be no, you hang with me for a weekend, you go back to mommy's house, or vice versa. We're not going to be sharing our child. I'm not going for it. So that's the reason. We're going to go into the next question. And the next question is coming from Don't Catch Feelings. I guess she's saying how men are territorial or coochie, and why, when men are still out here laying pipe to 2 or 3, 4 different women. I guess that's what she was trying to say. I filled in the blank, sorry. But that's because this particular guy hasn't grown up yet. Right? And when you grow up and you're real with yourself, even if you're dating someone and you're screwing a bunch of women, you can't be upset with one of those chicks doing that. But men, a lot of men can't handle it. A lot of men can't handle what they do to women back to them. They can't. If a guy cheats, it's okay. It's whatever. But if that woman cheats on him and he has feelings for her, he'll tear this motherfucking world up. It's a whole fact. And I think that's what, in the moment, men don't like, they don't think about that shit. Only when it's too late and they being fucking locked up in handcuffs. You understand? So when it comes to your question, I think it's the maturity level in which the man doesn't, he hasn't reached his full potential, or the potential of like matching his age, so to speak. But there are some men out there that are like that, and that just like they playing the game all wrong. You want to smash multiple women, but you don't want it done to you. Dog, we got to be real. And the next question is from Unbothered CEO. Why are some men scared of strong, dominant women? It's a great question, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Men that are afraid of strong, dominant women are weak men. They're weak. It's a part of them that doesn't feel like they can contribute or stack up to. Strong, dominant women in the sense of what? Like your job, or not needing a man to screw a light bulb or hammer some shit in around the house. Because if that's the case, if you're a strong, dominant woman and you come off as if you are not in need of a man, that could be scary, because it's like men want to feel needed. The strong, dominant woman and a boy, because that's what he is, men are not afraid of strong, dominant women. Men aren't afraid of strong, dominant women. I had to say that twice. Milk and cookies for rookies. Coffee and donuts for grown-ups. Let's go into the next question, which I think is the last question. And it's coming from Sincerely Shelly. What comes to mind when you think of success in your life? Okay. So for me, being that I'm from a certain era, I was raised and I'm related to the Goonie Goo Goos, the Goonies. I'm related to people that has been revered and fed and all of these things. And I was raised to be a certain type of guy. Success for me looks like being a free man, not locked behind bars. I have to put that out there. I do. Getting married, children, staying married, staying faithful, being committed to my marriage, being a great dad, being a provider, being a role model, and someone that not only my younger cousins could come to and talk to, but other people outside my family. And always being and keeping it 100. Maintaining my health and being a go-getter. That's what success looks like to me. But to the people that actually looked at my story and didn't send any questions in, maybe the next time you will. This was another great episode. I really, really appreciate you guys. And we are going to close out the show with, we are rolling, bitches.